Yo, somebody checked the charts, the group chats, and the entire internet because Kendrick Lamar just dropped a surprise track that got fans losing sleep, labels scrambling, and timelines in shambles. But hold up, it ain't even just the bars that got folks talking. Nah, it's who showed up at the 2-minute, 43-second mark that broke the internet. Bad Bunny. Yes, Bad freaking Bunny. On a Kendrick Lamar record. And no, this ain't no remix. This ain't a feature teased on a rollout or a leak from some unreleased Latin collab album. This is a real, raw, completely unexpected feature that nobody saw coming. No press, no promo. Just vibes, chaos, and confusion. Kendrick dropped it at midnight. No warning, no track list. And when the beat switched, that Puerto Rican whisper slid in like a thief in the night. Eso no fue por fama, fue por verdad. Fans are shook. Did Kendrick just link up with the biggest Latin artist in the world? Mid-rap beef season? Is this a dig at Drake, a business move, or a cultural power play? Nobody knows what's going on, but one thing's for sure. The industry ain't ready. The feature already got Twitter going nuclear. Kendrick fans calling it a generational crossover, while some Bad Bunny stans are confused, asking, why is he talking about shadows and bloodlines? And other artists, oh, they're quiet. Too quiet. Are we witnessing the start of a new alliance? Or a silent shot that just hit harder than any diss so far this year? You already know we got all the tea, the decoded bars, the behind-the-scenes whispers, and the reactions you won't find anywhere else. Stay tuned, because this ain't just a drop, it's a cultural earthquake. The moment that song hit streaming at 12 a.m. sharp, the world paused like the internet forgot how to breathe. Kendrick Lamar's surprise drop, no promo, no countdown, no artwork, just black screen, white font, and a title that read, Ghosts of the Garden. Fans knew right away this wasn't going to be a club banger. This was going to be a moment. And baby, they were right. The track started off slow, eerie, like something out of a Jordan Peele film. Kendrick Lamar's voice crept in like a whisper over violins and a distorted heartbeat. I've been quiet because the echoes talk back louder than tweets, he said. I don't rap for charts, I rap for ghosts that don't sleep. The first minute, classic Kendrick. Bars laced with references to legacy, betrayal, and an almost spiritual type of suffering. The internet was already losing it. Fans lived tweeting lines like they were decoding the 10 Commandments. But nothing prepared them for what came next. At 2:43, the beat flipped. Sharp, clean. Drums dropped. Tempo picked up. And out of nowhere, Esto no fue por fama, fue por verdad. Bad Bunny's voice slid in like silk dipped in danger. Soft, haunting, and unexpected. People blinked, phones dropped. Was that Bad Bunny? TikTok exploded, people grabbed headphones, reloaded the track, confirmed the voice, and the realization hit all at once. Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny just linked up, in secret, during one of the most chaotic beef seasons in modern rap history. And he wasn't just singing hooks. He was rapping in Spanish, coded lines, religious metaphors, political fire. Bunny said things like, La industria me quiere callado, pero tengo el alma gritando sangre. The industry wants me silent, but my soul is screaming blood. It wasn't just a vibe, it was a statement. And the way he said it, smooth, effortless, like he meant it. From there, the internet turned into a madhouse. Fans from every corner of the globe, hip-hop heads, reggaeton diehards, rap scholars, Puerto Rican activists, everybody started throwing theories. Did Kendrick just form an alliance with Bunny to go at Drake? Is this a PG Lang x Remus Records takeover? Why does this feel biblical? By 3 a.m., hashtags were trending worldwide. Kendrick's bad. Check your ghosts off the garden. Entered Drake who, and y'all know the fan bases were not calm. One Kendrick fan tweeted, Drake got Charlie Puth. Kendrick got Bad Bunny. This ain't beef, it's sacrifice. The tweet went viral with over 120,000 likes in 6 hours. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny's fandom was split right down the middle. Some were celebrating, calling the collab revolutionary, while others were confused and shook. "Why my man rapping about shadows and silence like he possessed?" one fan asked. Others were more suspicious. Did Bunny just pick a side in a war nobody asked him to fight in? And baby, the industry noticed too. Within hours of the song drop, people started pulling receipts. Fans uncovered a private photo taken weeks earlier in New York. Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny spotted walking out of Electric Lady Studios separately, but within minutes of each other. At the time, no one clocked it. But now it was clear as daylight. This link-up had been cooking quietly for months. And here's the shadiest part. This all dropped just days after Drake posted a cryptic message on his story. Some artists need features, some artists are the feature. And now, fans are saying that line aged like milk. Kendrick didn't just respond, he countered. Without saying Drake's name once, he brought in the biggest global artist on the planet and made him whisper bars about revolution, silence, and spiritual warfare. The real ones caught it instantly. Bunny ain't just talking music, one YouTube analyst said. He's talking industry secrets. He's talking betrayal. He's talking oppression masked as opportunity. And when Kendrick came back on the beat after Bunny's verse, it was like church and war collided. He's on yachts while the children sing hunger hymns, award shows playing dress up with sins. I don't do cameos, I do callings. Chills. People started calling it the Godfather moment of modern hip-hop. Others said it was a power move so subtle, it burned slow like incense. Even Elon Musk tweeted, "I didn't understand a word of that second verse, but it felt important." And you know it hit hard because within 6 hours of release, the track was pulled from multiple regional Apple Music playlists, allegedly for being too niche. Fans ain't buy that. They said what everyone was thinking. Drake paid for that. Meanwhile, other artists began quietly reacting. J. Cole posted a simple, on his story. Tyler, the creator, liked a fan edit of the duo captioned, "This the new axis of art." Rosalia posted a flower emoji and a storm cloud, no caption. And over on X, Twitter, fans noticed something else. A sudden silence from Champagne Poppy. No response. No shady sub, not even a sarcastic laugh emoji. For someone who usually throws jabs, that quiet was louder than any diss track. So now the streets are buzzing. Is Drake scared? Is Bad Bunny now part of Peg Lang? Did they just start a genre war without saying a single name? Theories began multiplying by the second. Some say Kendrick and Bunny are planning a joint visual album. Others say there's a second part to the song dropping next week featuring Frank Ocean. One viral TikTok even claims the entire track was recorded in a haunted monastery in Spain. It's chaos, it's culture, it's perfectly calculated. But here's the thing, while the fans argue, decode, and rewatch, Kendrick and Bunny, they haven't said a single word, not a post, not a tweet, not even a double tap. The silence is loud, the shadows are moving, and the industry? Shook to its core. By sunrise, you could feel the shift in the air. Radio hosts were scrambling to catch up. Spotify editors were quietly reshuffling playlists. And labels? They were sweating. Because Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny didn't just drop a track. They detonated a cultural landmine. And now, everyone was trying to figure out who got hit and who just got outsold in silence. By 9 a.m., Ghosts of the Garden was charting #1 in 14 countries, including unexpected places like Romania, Morocco, and Chile. Chile, y'all. This wasn't just hip-hop or reggaeton anymore. This was global. And right in the middle of all the praise came the first crack. Rumors started surfacing that Bad Bunny's label, Rimas Entertainment, had no idea this track was dropping. A panicked assistant producer allegedly leaked a group chat where execs were furious. He signed a silent deal with PG Lang without looping us in. This gonna ruin our rollout for the European tour. Someone needs to get him on the phone now. Baby, the house was on fire. Turns out, Bad Bunny had quietly flown to Los Angeles 3 weeks prior, alone. No team, no security, no stylists. Just him, a duffel bag, and a burner phone. And according to a viral tweet from someone who works at the Sunset Tower Hotel, he was staying under the name Benito King. Fans didn't catch it then. But now it all makes sense. He wasn't just visiting, he was plotting. And the only person seen entering that hotel twice during those days, Kendrick Lamar's creative director, Dave Free. Screenshots surfaced, CCTV footage leaked. Boom. It was official. This collab wasn't spontaneous, it was surgical. And just when fans thought the drama couldn't get any messier, Bad Bunny's own manager unfollowed him. Yes, unfollowed. On everything, Instagram, Twitter, even his brand page. The internet went feral. Bunny done broke contract? Is this Peg Lang's first global sign-in? Is Drake somewhere punching a yacht right now? And speaking of Drake, his name started trending. Again, not because he said anything, but because everyone else was waiting for him to. But Champagne Papi, radio silence, no subs, no captions, not even an LOL. But his crew, they couldn't help themselves. One of his producers tweeted, "Crazy how y'all fall for art school rap with candles and candles." Another threw shade with a now-deleted post, "Everybody a philosopher till the beat drop." But fans saw through it. "Nah, this the energy of someone who just got checkmated in 3D, one reply said. "They real loud for a team that just got outplayed by a whisper," said another. Meanwhile, industry insiders were starting to talk. An anonymous executive told Complex, "We haven't seen a power move like this since Kanye dropped new slaves on the side of buildings, except now it's international." Even artists outside the feud started weighing in. Billie Eilish liked a post calling the track a spiritual diss disguised as a revolution. Vic Mensa tweeted, "Kendrick out here talking to ancestors while y'all busy chasing likes." And Solange simply posted, "Clean." Just that, clean. But while Kendrick and Bad Bunny's camps stayed ghost, someone else stepped forward and it flipped the entire narrative again. A former assistant to one of Kendrick's engineers went on Clubhouse and dropped a bombshell. That wasn't even the only track. They got a whole folder, like 5 songs minimum, and a visual shot in Puerto Rico. This was just the opener. Immediately, Twitter lost it. 5 songs? A whole ep? Is this a secret PGA Lang X Bad Bunny album? Theories flew like missiles. Some said it's an anti-industry concept project. Others believe it's a coded manifesto attacking label control and colonialism in music. A few think it's the beginning of Peg Lang Global. But while fans speculated, the numbers spoke for themselves. Ghosts of the Garden broke Apple Music's 24-hour single-stream record, broke Spotify's global new music chart, and shattered YouTube's most replayed section stats. The 243 mark, replayed 2.6 million times in the first 18 hours. You know what that means? People kept going back to Bunny's entrance. Again, and again, and again. And the energy behind his verse hit differently once translated. In English, he said, "I saw saints bleed for streams and devils dance in major deals. You want rhythm or revolution? You can't sell both." Goosebumps. Even people who didn't speak Spanish felt the conviction, the cadence, the weight. And Kendrick came right back in with, "I watched giants shrink for playlists, watered down the soul for blue checks. I came back baptized. I came back bleeding. I left the game, but not the message." This wasn't just music. This was a coded war strategy. And while fans worldwide were praising the track for its art, its depth, and its mystery, there were others. Behind the scenes, scrambling. One Spotify executive accidentally liked a tweet that said, "This track too dangerous, too political. No wonder the label's pressed." That same day, the track was quietly removed from the Rap Caviar playlist, but not before fans screenshot everything. They tagged the editor. They flooded the playlist with 1-star reviews. They made noise. And you know who noticed? Elon Musk. He posted, "Music is power, and the ones who whisper sometimes roar the loudest." Whatever that meant, nobody cared. but it got 9.2 million views in 2 hours. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny's die-hard reggaeton fans started doing breakdown essays. One Puerto Rican writer dropped a 12-tweet thread explaining how Bunny's verse was referencing colonialism, spiritual resilience, and even referencing historical events like El Grito de Lares. Music journalists reposted it. Universities in Spain started analyzing it. Yes, actual professors are talking about this. And what did Kendrick do? Posted one black square, no caption, no tag. Just silence. But guess who liked it? Frank Ocean, Rihanna, Rosalia, and, yes, Jay-Z. Now hold on. Jay-Z liking a Kendrick x Bunny post while Drake is silent. Baby, the internet went into overdrive. Is Hove choosing sides? Rock Nation about to back Pete Lang? We in the middle of an artistic coup and nobody said a word. Meanwhile, back on the ground, Kendrick fans started organizing a streaming strike against manufactured artists. They started posting playlists of only independent artists, Pig Lang projects, and Bad Bunny's old mixtapes. One fan tweeted, "If it ain't got blood, spirit, or bars, I'm skipping it." And just like that, the drop became a movement, not just a track, not just a diss, not just a flex. This was resistance music. By the time the sun set on day 2, Ghosts of the Garden had evolved into something nobody could have predicted. Not even the most dedicated stan accounts. This was no longer just a surprise collaboration between Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny. This was a cultural shift, an underground revolution disguised as a midnight drop. And the industry? Baby, they were scrambling to catch up, while the fans were already organizing like it was a protest mixtape. The energy outside was electric. Fans were meeting up in public parks to play the song on loop. Murals of Kendrick and Bad Bunny started popping up in South LA, Brooklyn, and San Juan overnight. In Chicago, a flash mob performed the beat switch in front of a major streaming platform's headquarters, holding signs that read, "Rhythm compliance" and "We want meaning, not marketing." Inside the music world, the tension was thick. Managers were ducking calls, publicists were whispering, execs at major labels reportedly held emergency meetings to discuss containment around the response to the song. Yes, containment, like it was a virus. And that's when a third wave hit. A mysterious burner account on Twitter began posting snippets of unreleased tracks, allegedly from the Kendrick x Bad Bunny sessions. The files were only up for 10 minutes each before being taken down. But one of the snippets had Frank Ocean's voice on it. Fans lost their minds. Is Frank back? No way he's on the Pete Lang x Bunny rollout. If Frank enters this, or Drake might never post again, the track titled Sangre y Silencio, Blood and Silence, featured Frank crooning softly over what sounded like an abandoned church organ. The lyric that had everybody frozen, "The empire speaks in riddles, so we respond with rhythm and rebellion." And the verse that followed? Pure Kendrick venom, no names, just daggers. When the throne passed hands, some prayed, some paid, some posted subtweets. I fasted and stayed. If that leak was real and fans believe it was, then this collaboration wasn't a one-off. This was an era, but not everyone was celebrating. Inside the reggaeton world, chaos had erupted. Multiple Latino artists began subtly unfollowing Bad Bunny. One top-tier Colombian singer posted a story saying, "When you turn your back on the hands that fed you, don't be surprised when you starve." Another wrote, "Respect the rhythm that raised you. Don't sell it for a quote tweet." Some fans believe this was backlash for Bunny leaving behind the traditional reggaeton sound in favor of something more art house. Others said it was jealousy. One thing was clear, Bunny had chosen a path that didn't make room for compromise, and that shook people. Meanwhile, Spanish-language media outlets were split. Some praised the collaboration as a bold rebirth of Latin consciousness, while others criticized it for being too abstract and alienating to day one fans. Headlines included Kendrick y Bunny, arte o arrogancia. El rap espiritual que sacudió a la industria, la colaboración que nadie entendió pero todos sintieron, and through all of this, Drake stayed silent. But finally, on the third day, he posted. It wasn't a tweet. It wasn't a song. It was a story. A photo of his new haircut, clean fade, heart-shaved in the corner, captioned, "A king don't respond, a king replaces." Fans were divided instantly. Some said, "That's the coldest subtweet in the world." "He cookin'. Y'all woke up the petty." Others replied, "He dodging again. Y'all keep calling him the GOAT and he hiding behind barbershop captions." He replacing what? Charts don't matter when the people moved on emotionally. But you know who wasn't silent? Jay Electronica. Out of nowhere, the spiritual sniper dropped a post on Threads that read, "They thought the prophets were gone, but now the gardens grow again." And then he posted a photo of him, Kendrick, and Bad Bunny in robes, outside what appeared to be a monastery in Portugal. Fans lost their minds. This a whole cult now? Jay Elect in the mix too? They not making music, they summoning something. And then another boom, leak number 2 hit, this time on Reddit. A supposed PG Lang internal document was posted showing the phrase, "Global Initiative 2025 Bilingual Resistance Programming." Y'all, was this a marketing campaign, an art experiment, a diss album, a cultural coup? Nobody knew for sure, but it felt deliberate, chilling, powerful. And just when things were at fever pitch, Kendrick posted a 12-minute visual on Vimeo. Not YouTube, not Instagram. Vimeo. Black and white, no credits, just titled, "When the Blood Speaks, the Beat Listens." It featured dancers in traditional Taino and African diasporic dress moving through abandoned buildings, while audio snippets from Ghosts of the Garden played over field recordings of wind, thunder, and gunfire. At the 10:46 mark, Bad Bunny's voice returned. "Our islands are more than vacation. Our culture is more than commerce. We remember." And the screen cut to black. The internet? Stopped breathing. No press release, no merch, no Spotify playlist placement, just impact. And that's when the letters started. Yes, actual letters. Verified fans began receiving black envelopes in the mail stamped with a red wax seal that read, "PG." Inside, a handwritten note. "We don't shout, we signal. You heard the whisper, now live the message." Y'all, this ain't a rollout. This ain't a feature. This is rebellion theater. And the ones in the front row, the fans who actually felt something. By day 4, the line between reality and rollout was completely blurred. Fans weren't just listening to a song anymore. They were part of it. The Kendrick X Bad Bunny track Ghosts of the Garden had mutated into a living, breathing movement that was swallowing everything in its path. And at this point, people weren't even calling it a collab. They were calling it a call-in. In New York, spontaneous listening circles popped up in Washington Square Park. Fans sat cross-legged around Bluetooth speakers, playing the song while trading theories, lyrics, and screen grabs. In Mexico City, someone projected the line, "La industria me quiere callado," on the side of a Sony Music building. In Paris, a Kendrick fan club organized a midnight flash mob where dancers dressed as ghosts moved silently through the Louvre courtyard. And then came the most unexpected moment of all. A new Spotify page appeared. No profile pic, no bio, just a page titled Los Silencios. And it had 3 tracks, each one 1 minute and 44 seconds long, and each one featuring different audio frequencies, reversed whispers, and deep vocal distortions. But fans with editing software, they reversed the tracks, ran them through filters, enhanced them. What they found? Kendrick's voice, Bad Bunny's voice, and Frank Ocean's voice. Again, one fan broke it all down on TikTok. If you listen closely, track 2 has a reverse line where Frank says, "You left the charts, we found the cause." And Kendrick replies, "It was never music. It was medicine." TikTok exploded. Is this a trio? PG Lang formed a trinity while y'all were streaming Drake on shuffle. The silence was the rollout. The industry is cooked. But the biggest shock wasn't the cryptic Easter eggs or fan-made documentaries. Yes, someone already made a 40-minute YouTube doc titled When Artists Whisper Power Listens. It was what happened at the Latin Billboard Awards. Yes, the actual awards show. Bad Bunny was scheduled to perform. Fans weren't expecting anything out of the ordinary. Maybe a medley, maybe a new track. But what they got was a full cinematic experience. The stage went black. A single beam of light came down, and Bunny walked out barefoot, draped in what looked like priest robes made of silk. No backup dancers, no pyro, no flashy visuals, just him. And a 7-minute spoken word piece delivered in both Spanish and English. We come from rhythm, not algorithms. Our ancestors didn't stream, they screamed. And the echoes still walk these halls. The audience, silent, jaws dropped. Some confused, some moved to tears, others filming furiously. But it wasn't until the final minute that he gave the world what it was waiting for. The camera zoomed out. A figure in black stepped forward from the shadows, face half covered. Kendrick. They stood back to back, no mic, just eye contact. Then, together, they whispered, "The ghosts are watching, the gardens are blooming, the silence is louder than ever." Lights out. No applause cue, just blackout. Twitter imploded. Drake fans were furious. Kendrick fans were euphoric. Bad Bunny fans were reborn. Industry execs were reportedly furious. Why? Because just 1 hour later, a leaked email from a major label surfaced. It read, "The Kendrick X Bunny drop has completely derailed our Q4 strategy. Artists are demanding creative freedom, and fans are refusing promo-heavy singles. We need a new approach before the silence becomes standard." That one email got 3 million likes when posted on X. Captioned, "The revolution will be streamed, but not marketed." And to make things even messier, Jay-Z finally broke silence. He posted a single quote to his IG story. "Some empires collapse without a sound. That's how you know it was never strong to begin with. No tag, no context." But everyone knew. Kendrick and Bad Bunny didn't just make a track. They started a war against commercialization, a war against shallow rollouts, a war against the kind of music that moves numbers but never souls. And then, the final blow. Paglang updated their site, a new tab, no header. Just a single sentence. "The garden grows March 2025. Fans are now convinced a joint album is coming. Kendrick, Bad Bunny, possibly Frank Ocean, and who knows who else is in the shadows. But one thing's for sure. This wasn't a rollout. It was a reckoning. The silence wasn't passive. It was strategic. The whispers weren't weak. They were surgical. And now, the music world doesn't know whether to clap or start praying." And there you have it, the whisper that shook the world. What started as a silent surprise drop turned into a full-blown cultural revolution. Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny didn't just release a track, they declared war on everything the music industry thought it could get away with. From hidden messages and leaked verses to stage takeovers and coded visuals, Ghosts of the Garden proved one thing loud and clear. You don't need volume to cause impact, just vision. While Drake stayed silent and the charts stayed scrambling, the people, they listened. They rewound. They decoded. They felt it. Fans from Puerto Rico to Paris are calling this the beginning of a new era, where art speaks louder than algorithms and legacy matters more than likes. But now the mic is in your hands. Do you think Kendrick and Bad Bunny are building a new sonic movement? Is this just music or something deeper? Did they take a shot at the industry or at specific names? And are you ready for a full Paglang X Bunny album or even more surprise features? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Was this track revolutionary, overhyped, or the beginning of a cultural awakening that the labels can't control anymore? Smash that like button if you felt the chills when Bunny whispered those bars. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to be 10 steps ahead of the mainstream. And turn on your notifications because if part 2 drops, trust we'll be the first to break it down. Remember, in a world full of noise, it's the silence that shakes the walls. Stay woke, stay locked in, and stay ready. Because this garden, it's just starting to bloom. We out.